welcome to All About Sport from the Austrian Alps. I'm Louise O'Reilly. On this week's show, I caught up with some of the fighters who were involved in the Easter Monday fight night in the Imperial Hotel in Cavan. So check this out. I'm joined here by Brenda Lynch and Bria O'Neill. This is going to be the Ballyhaise battle. So, Gareth, how are you feeling? This is the first female fight tonight. How are you feeling, Brenda?
Yeah, pretty nervous, but I look forward to getting in there and getting going. Setting the nerves even.
You were looking very good there in the warm-up. Are you feeling a bit nervous?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, when we get in there and get the first round over, it'll be okay. And then probably the longest 3 minutes of our lives, but hey, we'll get it on know it.
You've put a lot of work into this over the past 6 weeks. What's been the most enjoyable part for you, Brenda?
I suppose just trying out something different and getting to know everybody. As crazy as it sounds, a good bond builds when people are sparring against each other. And yeah, the group has been really nice, so that's probably the highlight for me.
Brilliant. And did it take you long to come up with your name? What's your name for tonight?
The Giggler.
The Giggler. Not the one stood out for me.
It kind of stuck with me, like every session. I would train like 3 times a week. Every session I just laughed. Like the whole way through it, I couldn't take it seriously. But then we started sparring, the punches started coming, then the Giggler kind of stopped, the name kind of stuck. You know.
Well, I think if you get a box tonight, I hope you're still a Giggler. But I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very well. Best of luck. Thank you. Johnny Smith and Pierce Whelan. Well done, lads, that was some fight. Pierce, congratulations. You won. Well, how do you feel?
Tired, very hot in there, very warm. But good fight, good first fight to start going night off. Except from Johnny, it was a good one.
Johnny, a bit disappointed?
Oh no, it's at the end of the day it's off charity, so it's no disappointment. Yeah, like, fair enough, we'll get some slagging, but hey, that's the way life is and it's for a good cause, so.
By Jerry and Paddy. Well, lads, how are you feeling about tonight?
Bit nervous, but should be good.
Why do you think you were matched with Paddy?
Probably height wise.
That's
Paddy, Jerry.
I think Paddy's young and I'm doubtless.
So do you think that's, are you feeling under pressure because he's a bit younger maybe and possibly fitter than you?
Jeez, I know he's not fitter than me anyway. No, wouldn't be. No nerves at all, no.
So this is a Butler's Bridge, Cavan Gale's rivalry. How does that feel? Have you something to prove?
Not at all, no. So we're just doing it for charity. It's for a good cause. We're having Paddy get on well. We'll go out and try to put up a bit of a show and that's it.
Yeah, well, that's what we're hoping to see. How's the training been going for you?
It's going well. Last 6 weeks now is tough enough. Three nights a week, 3 days a week, and so it's going well. So
is this the first time you've done any boxing before?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And what about yourself?
Sober, yeah. First time I've ever done boxing sober, yeah.
We're glad to hear that. So look, we wish you the best of luck tonight, and may the best man win. by Mickey Hart, manager of the Tyrone football team. So Mickey, thank you very much for joining us here in the Imperial Hotel in Cavan tonight for the Easter Monday fight night for the Michaela Foundation. Michaela's story touched the hearts of the nation and people around the world. Tell us a little bit about the foundation.
Well, the foundation was set up, I suppose, not long after Michaela died, because lots of people, we've got lots of good wishes and lots of prayers and lots of support from all the people of Ireland and further afield. And we just thought that a lot of people got to know what Michaela stood for and how she lived her life. And we thought it'd be nice to sort of keep those memories alive through other people, if you like. And so we thought about a girls' summer camp for one, and I suppose the foundation then, that if we could keep the values that Michaela held dear alive as long as possible, maybe let other young girls just taste that side of life if they so wished. Not saying that we impose this on anybody or that there's not many ways of living your life, but maybe in some of the ways and things that Michaela stood for, young girls in particular could find something of value in that, and that would be only good for the future. How did Michaela's personality shape the foundation? Well, I suppose it was the summer camp and the modules on the summer camp really depict what Michaela was about. There's this faith, which is very important to her. There's fun, which she liked, lots of fun. And fashion, she was great for her fashion. Well-being, she liked to think that, you know, every person should have the right to feel good about themselves and to be confident to do what they want to do, not to be forced to do it by someone else. And of course the Irish language is very important to her as well. So they're the 5 modules that the young people who come to the summer camp follow for a week's activities, if you like. We had the pilot one in Glencullen, Michaela's own primary school last year. It was a really, really big success. So this year now we're moving out to 10 other counties as well, 10 including Tyrone. And we hope to bring the template that we used so successfully last year to all the other counties, and then we'll start year 2 of the summer camps in our own school. Excellent. Obviously it's just in its infancy, the foundation, but it is growing from strength to strength. And as you said, you want to broaden it from county to county and spread the word. And what's next for the Michaela Foundation? Well, as you say, this summer we want to make the 10 summer camps instead of 1 it was last year. There's lots of events going on all the time. People are raising funds all over the place for it. There's a girl in place now to actually head up the organisation and you know, bring it further afield or develop it. Ultimately, we want to build a centre right close to where Michaela was born and reared, and we'd hope that centre would focus on those same values we're talking about, and perhaps people who can't attend a summer camp, maybe even from outside the country, could come along and even spend a residential time there, and it would be built and based on the same ethos, and it would be part of the community, and that we'd see it as fitting in with the local primary school, fitting in with the local community, where people could have other things like a creche facility perhaps, or like an after school facility, and that we would still have the opportunity to have the sort of modules that they have in the summer camp available to people who maybe don't have access to one where they are. So it's just to continue that on a permanent basis. We think a centre would give it that sense of permanency, and you know, we had such a successful match for Michaela in Belfast, where there was a huge amount of money raised for that, and there's lots of money continuously coming in through various events like tonight. Like, you know, Damien is the man we've been in touch with, who has put in a lot of work for this effort tonight, and the people of Cavan here have supported so well. We're amazed at the amount of goodwill and support that comes to us from the various events that are put on for the foundation, but this is really something special here tonight, and you know, so many people involved, so many girls involved. The entertainment value that's in there inside in the hall is wonderful, and the good atmosphere. I can even see people who are fighting against each other, but when the fight's over, they're real good friends. So that's something wonderful to see, that people can take this on, challenge each other, and still be good friends, because, you know, that's really what maybe boxing teaches people, that, you know, you pit your skills against somebody else, but you don't get angry with them or you don't fall out with them. You accept and respect everybody's right to do the best they can. So who do you hope to benefit from the charity? Is it mainly focused for young girls? It is very primarily for young girls at the moment anyway, because that's, I suppose, the best way to bring those values that Michaela had, is from a girly perspective, if you like, and that's why we want to do it that way. And but in due course, if it takes on to be successful in that fashion, there's no reason why. I mean, in fact, there's a summer camp in Drummondine where all our boys went to, like the boys in our family, and lots of boys from around the area. And Michaela actually suggested to the priest up there, why not have a girls' camp? And actually, they did have a girls' camp, and they now have a girls' camp in what before now was an all-boys affair. So perhaps if this is an all-girls affair to begin with, maybe in due course we can say, you know, there's a place for this for young boys as well, young men, and maybe as time goes on, it's starting now with young girls who are just sort of out of primary school and first year in secondary, but we see no reason why we can't bring that up through the ages. I think this is the target group that we want to begin with, but there's no reason why we couldn't bring it to an older age group of young women. And I think that, you know, we're creating young leaders because of this, because in our summer camp we had about 30 young girls who wanted to act as leaders and helpers on this camp, and they got as much out of it as the girls who were attending. So they actually now are the ones who can bring this to other places, and they can build on the success of that one, and together they all say how much it has done for them on their take on life, if you like.
Sounds great. You're doing great work, and if people want to donate and get involved, how can they do that, Mickey?
Well, the best way is through the Michaela Foundation. John is more the technocrat in this than I am, but the website, the Michaela Foundation website, there's lots of opportunities there for people to contribute or support in any way they want, and there are loads of events going on throughout the country almost all the time, and indeed outside the country. In fact, there's something I think coming up in Philadelphia in the summertime, a night similar to this here. Which is amazing, you know, that people so far away are doing that. I know there's clubs in Australia and various parts of the world are running functions of their own, and they're connecting with us in support of it. So we are blessed with the support we have, and the obligation on us then to make sure we do the best we can with that, to reach as many young people as possible, so that we'll have lots of young people who will be good citizens of the future, based on the lifestyle that Michaela enjoyed and made so much of herself.
How are you enjoying the night so far? There's a big crowd here tonight, which is great to see.
Oh, it is. It's fantastic, you know, but I really have to say hands up to Damien and all the people who's helped him, because such nights as these don't happen without a huge amount of hard work, and all the work that has gone in the background. People can never appreciate that. They think something like this almost happens, you know, everything runs off smoothly, all of the support that's there, all the sponsorship that's there, all the people who've put in the training over the last number of months to be here, the venue, everything, all this has to be coordinated and needs somebody to drive it on and lead it, and we're always blessed to have wonderful people in Ireland, all parts of Ireland, that do that. So I think Damien deserves a big round of applause. He's been our contact man for this, and obviously he had a lot of people around him to help him do it. I don't know all of their names, but we really do appreciate the effort these people have made from a distance, you know. I mean, they're far away from us, and you know, it would be easy to say, like, leave that to the people of Tyrone, leave it to the people of our area, of our own parish, but you know, to see people so far away from where we're based helping us out in this way, that's really, really pleasing for all of us.
You're the current and one of the most successful Tyrone managers, and tell us, how is Tyrone getting on this year, and I suppose who's their biggest challenge for the championship to come?
Well, given that we're meeting the All-Ireland champions in the first round, we can't look very far beyond that, but we've had a good season so far. We won the McKenna Cup, and we've been doing well in the league. It's because we're now in the semi-final of Division 1. We're only up from Division 2 last year. We're in Division 1 semi-final for sure. It depends how we do in our last game, whether we're top of the section or second, but we're going to end up whether first or second, and that's been very good for us who have just come up from Division 2. So we're very pleased about that, but ultimately the championship is what really tells how successful the season is or not, and because we meet Donegal in the first round, that's a major game. I think the country's looking forward to that, because whoever wins that will feel in a very strong position to go on and take Ulster anyway. Now, other counties will have something to say about that, but the bookies would suggest whoever wins that match will be very firm favourites to win Ulster. And we'd dearly love to win Ulster again, because we won 2 in a row there before Donegal took it off us, and they've won 2 in a row now, so they're going for 3 in a row. They stopped us going for 3 in a row, so maybe we have a lot to play for here.
Can we put Cavan in the mix at all?
Cavan are actually developing very well. Obviously they beat Tyrone the last couple of years in under-21s. They won the under-21 Ulster title. They were beaten in the final, I think maybe by Dublin, was it? So they've had a very good run, and actually their league form has been good this year as well. I think they're within touching distance of a final as well, depending on how all the results go. So I think that's very, very good for Cavan, because for years there people were talking about they weren't what they used to be. They weren't the team of the 40s or whatever it was that won All Irelands, and that happens, you know, and maybe they were living under the shadow of that for so long, and people were expecting them to be at that level almost automatically. But I think they've gone the right way about it. They've built a strong base through underage level, and those players are very confident, and they come through now with great confidence, and they're tipping towards the top of their own league there. and steadily they're making progress. So I think the future is bright for Cavan. May not just be immediately, but it's in a few years. I think they will be a serious contenders.
That's great. Well, Mickey Hart, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to us here in All About Sport, and I really wish the best of luck with the Michaela Foundation, and I really hope it goes from strength to strength. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Cavan, show your appreciation for the Cavan senior football team. And the Cavan team are accompanied by two mascots today, Lucas Burns from the Shercock National School and also Adam Clark from Dernakesh National School. Lucas is age 7 and Adam is age 10, and their favourite county players are Killian Clark and Killian Clark twice, obviously, from two Shercock men. So we'll give you a round of applause for our two mascots and the Cavan team.
Louise, we're here in Breffni Park. We're just after seeing the team coming out on the pitch. There's great excitement in the crowd. We're going to meet with Terry Hyland and a few of the players, and possibly Tom Riley, the chairman of the county board. Tom, disappointing result.
Oh, that was a terrible result. There's no other way you can describe it. Our lads didn't play at all. It was the last game of the season in the league. They've expected a bit more bite. I know we're missing a couple of players in that, but just terrible display, and I'm fierce disappointed with it. But having said that, coming to an end, the last game in the league when there's not that much to play for, because everybody in the country knew that the results were going to go. They'd have to go too many ways for us to get up, and that kind of a display, maybe another year in Division 3 will do us no harm, but definitely that was desperate.
Yeah, but there was great expectation, the Terry's building the team, so you expect good sports of play. We only got a little bit of that today.
Yeah, well, I think that's one of the games. We had some excellent games this year against Meath and Monaghan and that, and boys raised for that. Our lads didn't rise themselves for that, and Cavan were at the stage they're at. They have to rise themselves for a lot more matches, and we're playing bad against teams that you'd be expected to beat. We played very bad against Antrim. We were only middling against Wicklow and we beat them. But that Roscommon team is a nice Roscommon team. It's well organised. They have improved the sites since we say last year in the Connacht Championship. I remember seeing them. They had organisation about them there today. They possibly adjusted our style and dropped their men back in front of it, and allowed us getting the ball forward quickly wasn't an option for us. But having said that, our display throughout the field was, just terrible. We gave away ball after ball after ball after ball, and when you do that at county level, one questions like, we up to that stage, some of the players. So I'm sure that the lads in the panel and under 21 panel are pushing hard for places, and that will change the whole thing.
But hopes must be there for the championship, though.
Yeah, I think that our lads are building for the championship. There's no question about that. We see a great chance of winning here in Kingsborough and Breffni Park, against Armagh. And that's the kind of games our players seem to be getting up for now. They like the big games, and then they don't like to play, as I said, the street leagues. And that's what you have to do to get good. But against Armagh, you'll see a totally different Cavan team there. You'll see a Cavan team with bite. You'll see a Cavan team that's going to win in the and I think that they have their eyes now set on the first round of the Ulster Championship, and I think they had that set back maybe a week ago, and I know the training changed after the Wicklow match. That might have an effect today on them today too,
And the weather conditions were ideal here, so no excuses really at all.
There was no excuses. No, there's no excuses. When you get bet by maybe 214 to 1-7, there's no excuses, and you cannot blame referees or anything. You have only the players have to blame, because they just weren't committed today. They were missing tackles. You were laying off balls, taking the wrong options, and at county level you cannot do that, especially against a team of the calibre of Roscommon, because no matter what people say, Roscommon are one of the best teams in Connacht, and they're in the top. They're in the top half of in the country. So you're playing against good players, and the club championship would have given Roscommon a fierce lift too.
Liam, not the result we expected here in Breffni Park.
No, disappointing result, Brian. We just didn't seem up for the game today for whatever reason. But That's it, it's done and dusted now, we can't go back on it, so we have to get ready for the championship in May here in Kingspan Breffni Park, and that's where we'll start tomorrow morning.
And would today's result affect any of the planning or strategic thinking in getting the team ready for the championship?
No, I wouldn't think so. They'll have to have a long hard look at themselves after the day. It was a very inept performance and no life to it whatsoever. So yeah, there'll be a lot of back training Tuesday night, and there'll be a lot of harsh words, I'd say, and training will start in earnest then for the championship. That's what it's about.
We noticed that there was quite an attendance here today in Breffni Park, so you'd feel that when Cavan is on the up now with different teams winning and successful both at a provincial and national level, the spectators will appreciate all this.
Oh, without a doubt, I'd say we could have in excess of 5,000 people in Enniskillen on Wednesday night, and Wednesday nights have been very popular for the Ulster Under 21 Championship. And as I said, I would expect a large attendance, and we are the defending champions, and we are playing the All-Ireland champions Donegal, well not under 21 All-Irelands but senior All-Irelands, so they will have a huge support as well. So as to say, all roads lead to Enniskillen on Wednesday.
Terry, you've had a few words to say to the boys, not the result that you were hoping for.
No, it wasn't what we had planned coming here, but when you get days like that, I'm not making any excuses. We didn't play very well. We were probably bad in all sectors over the field. I think probably Ronan Flanagan was probably the only man in the 15 that got the measure of his man all through the game. But look, we have 6 weeks to work on it.
But today it wasn't overly important in a sense. While you still like to see the players playing well, it wasn't that you were going to go up or go down. So would that have been some of the reason?
Well, it shouldn't be, and we shouldn't make an excuse out of that, because you do, then we're hiding from reality. The fact is that we should be perform every day we go out, and we didn't perform today.
And would this result today, while you had other good results, but would it change your training or your approach to the championship?
No, we'll go back to basics. I mean, because basics is what cost us today. We made an awful lot of elementary errors, poor pass and bad kicking, passes being intercepted, and they are all mistakes that you can work on. They're controllables, and we'll work on the controllables.
And the weather conditions were ideal, so we can't blame that. The refereeing wasn't bad, so you feel that your preparation has to look at all these things.
Well, that's true. I mean, I'm not saying that we prepared any differently than we did for any other game. Today it didn't happen for us, and we have to look at that as management as to say why, and maybe the trick has to be what we did before the game and maybe in the week coming up to the game. But we can just work on what the mistakes we made and make less of them, and we can only just prepare for Armagh.
Terry Hayland, thank you very much. John, a great result here in Breffni Park.
Yeah, we're absolutely delighted with it, I suppose, to come up into foreign soil and take 2 points and play as well as we did. We're absolutely thrilled with it. Yeah, good energy, a lot of tackling in it, and putting up 2-14 is a big score for Roscommon. So we're absolutely thrilled.
Yeah, scoring like that, it seems as if there was completely different. You weren't even in the same league nearly as Cavan, so that and Cavan had great expectations of today.
Well, look, every team I suppose has great expectations. It's just that I suppose over the last couple of weeks we've been getting a few people back, and we can only talk about ourselves. And I suppose getting Ian Kilbride and Carol Mannion back into the and Shawnee Purcell, getting them back into the team today was a big fillip and a big lift to the team, So anytime you can get 2 or 3 players in there, it freshens the team. It gives a bit of a buzz to the team. Now we were missing 2 or 3 as well, but however, look.
But you seem to be able to make it in virtually every part of the field, both in interceptions and the long ball, the close play. You seem to be practically every area you seem to play very well.
Well, I suppose the first area is that we dominated midfield, and not for the kickouts, but we dominated the general play there. We have a few big men in Michael Finnan, Kevin Higgins and Cal Mannion and Ian Kilbride and Cathal Craig, and they're a physical bunch that can win a lot of ball, and they supplied good ball into the forwards. And I suppose the way it panned out, we got 1-7 in the first half and 1-7 in the second half. That's a good constant supply in there, and I think we just threatened that bit more.
Right. Now coming on to the championship, it's always nice whenever you end the season with a win, and a comprehensive win it was today. So what's your outlook now for the championship?
Well, I suppose we haven't had time to look at the championship yet. We've had 3 wins now on the trot with Antrim. and I suppose was our first win. And look, Monaghan was a scalp that people thought we wouldn't be able to take below in Dr. Hyde Park, but we did, and we didn't. It was a lot more comfortable than people think of just a point. So coming up here today, we had our tails were up. We had 2 wins on the trot, and look, I suppose it's the old cliche: when your confidence grows, you can play a lot better football, and our confidence certainly is growing, and we did play a lot better.
But you know, where in the media they say that that the league is only for experimental work and preparing them for the championship, but you seem to have a good team there at the moment, so you probably won't need much of a change.
Oh well, I suppose, yeah, but you're always trying to better it, like, you know. But there's one thing that's very, very clear, and that there's at least 6 or 7 players that are going to be hunting for their places on the team. So the guys that are on there at the moment certainly will be looking over their shoulders. I mean, for instance, Daly and Conor Daly, the 2 Dalys from the half back line, they've played all 6 games at centre back and wing back. They were missing today. Conor Devaney, he was missing today. He's injured. He got injured in the last game against Monaghan. And on top of that, then you have Cahill Shine, Donny Shine, you know, Donald Ward, these are, and James Connaughton. So these are wonderful players that'll come back in. They'll put pressure. I'm not saying they'll get their place, but they'll put pressure on the guys that are there already.
And that's a good recipe for people to be able to up the ante as far as what they see as preparation for the game, that they have to beat the existing players, so that when they're in the dugout they're always expecting that they'll be able or be very close to coming on.
It's not a recipe, that's exactly the way it is. I mean, it's the only way. That is the only way to have it. Competition between players, competition on the training field, hence you have a better player going out on the day of the game.
And so you'll have a full panel, and hopefully some of those players that you mentioned will be available for the championship.
I'd be hoping they'd all be available after another week. And look, we got out of here today. We got our 2 points. That's all it was. It was a league game. We were delighted the way we played. We're delighted with the scoreline. But look, that's a long, long way away from championship.
Okay. So thank you very much for talking to us on All About Sport from Breffni Park.
So that's it from All About Sport for this week. Thank you for watching, and goodbye from me, Louise O'Reilly.